This program is brought to you by the following sponsors.
Hey, what is going on, guys? Jay Shy here with another video, and today's video is going to be an interesting one. So I recently bought this game right here, Blade Strangers. I recently bought this because I played it the other day with my buddy Larry. He came by, we started playing this, and this game is actually pretty addicting. I have to admit, this is a pretty fun game. But one of the things that I did notice about this game that I thought was really, really cool was that it came with one of the most cool, it came with a cool instruction booklet, manual. You don't get these anymore. You guys probably want to see this. So yeah, it's a little keychain or whatever, but you don't get these things anymore. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a video on this, like very cool instruction manuals that came out for this generation of video games. Like, it's very rare that you get anything like this, of this kind of caliber, in your video games nowadays. And I was just like, this is awesome, man. Like, I came from that day and age when I would like get a new game complete in box, and I would basically like take the book with me to school and just read it. And I had so much fun reading through this, I decided to do a video on it. So we'll start with Blade Strangers. Blade Strangers has a really cool instruction manual. I don't know what I'm going to call this video. I guess, you know, games of this console generation that have, you know, cool manuals in it. So Blade Strangers is the first one, which is a really cool game, I have to admit. I played it all night last night for like 6 hours. It was great. Next is we're going to a console that everybody thinks is dead. I kind of thought it was dead, but apparently it still makes games for it. They still make games for it. And it is the PlayStation Vita. And Fighting Climax Dengeki Bunko has a pretty cool instruction manual in it. I was looking through all my games this morning, and I was like, this is pretty cool. So it's like a map, not even a map, but like a pamphlet with all the characters on it. And like even like battle system instructions on it. It's pretty freaking cool. Let me flip that over. You got more of the characters, and it's like in full color. This is really cool. I admit that I would have preferred to have this as a book instead of like a pamphlet, but it's still cool nonetheless. Next is Volume. Volume has I wouldn't say it's pretty cool, but just the fact that a manual came in the Vita case is actually pretty cool. But it's in black and white, and it doesn't really tell you. It tells you a little bit about the story, but it doesn't give you like those cool pictures like in Fighting Climax, or not Fighting Climax, in Blade Strangers. It doesn't give you like those the cool kind of visuals. But I was looking through all my my games, and I was like, man, I gotta look through this and see which ones had cool manuals in it. Next is Caladrius Blaze. Now, Caladrius Blaze has 2 books in it, actually. This one's an art book, if my mind serves me correctly. So, this one is just a small little art book. I thought it was a manual, but it's okay, which is pretty cool, but it gives you like backstory on all the characters, which is really cool. But the manual, man, full color, it's awesome. It's really, really cool to see stuff like this, man, because you don't get it. Gives you a little bit of like the instructions on like the scoring, the stories. I know one of them had, yeah, like, because I had to actually read through this to see like what was the difference between the different modes. So I had to actually read through this, and it's really cool, man. Like, you don't get stuff like this anymore, and I wish we got more of it. You probably have to start paying for manuals soon. Watch. Next in line is Dragon Quest Heroes. Dragon Quest Heroes actually has one, guys, but this one's actually pretty cool. So what this one is more or less like a how do I explain this? It's sort of like a map, sort of. Let me show you. So you got it. This is pretty cool. So one side I think it's French, I think, and the other side is English. But to have something like this is pretty cool. It's like you have a mini strategy guide, and it's in color. Like, I don't know why I get so cheesed out about stuff like this, man. Because I guess it's because like the closer we get to, you know, getting older and stuff like that, you obviously know that this stuff is going to become obsolete, and eventually it will cease to exist. So when I see stuff like that harners back to my childhood, I think it's pretty cool. Next is Ghostblade HD. This manual is not fantastic because this was from a smaller developer, but it still exists. Some of it is in color, if I remember correctly, not all of it, because what was all of it, or was it another manual I'm thinking about? Yeah, it's probably another manual I was thinking about. But this manual is fairly short because, I mean, this is it's a shmup, so it's not in depth. It gives you a brief story and it shows you all the three ships from the three characters, like what they look like up close, and I thought that was pretty neat. They didn't have to do this, but it's pretty neat to have one. It's fairly light too. It's not big. It's like 4 pages. Oh man, we're coming up to one of my personal favorites. Hyper Light Drifter. Hyper Light Drifter is such a Zelda-esque game that it even did. This code doesn't work, but if you guys want it, you can have it. It expired on 2017, but you can take it, see if it works. But anyway, this is pretty cool. So this right here is a poster. This is the Japanese version of the game because I preferred this cover instead of the one we got. And on the other side, it gives you a map of the world. Look at that. I think it's like this. Yeah. Gives you a nice little map of the world, which is really cool. And this thing right here. Now it's all in Japanese, and I think that is awesome because this artwork is great. And I can't read any of this stuff, but I don't know, man. Pixelated 8-bit Japanese words or Japanese Kanaka is really cool. Or kanji? Is it kanji, right? Yeah. It's so cool. Full color too, man. This is so cool. I would love to have the English version of this too, because I really enjoy this game quite a bit. I would love to have both versions of this game, even though they're both the same game. It's just me being greedy. I want to put this map in the front, actually, because I'm weird like that. Let me put this right behind here. There we go. So that is Hyper Light Drifter. Next is a game that I don't think a lot of people know exists, but it has a pretty cool manual in it. It's Moonlighter. Moonlighter is like a store simulator, but it plays like Zelda, which is pretty cool. And I do recommend this game as well. I actually just got this. I was gonna do like a pickups video, but I was like, I'll do, because I did buy a couple of games recently and traded a lot of stuff for more games. But this was one of the games that I got, and I started playing this, and I'm like, this game is really interesting. But the fact that it came with a manual is awesome. It's so cool. I actually need to read through this one because I didn't even read through this one. I'm actually gonna take the time to read through this. But Moonlighter is actually pretty cool. I heard that it had some issues when it first came out, but now that it's got its updates, it's a lot better apparently. I didn't play this game when it first showed up, so it gives you tips. That's pretty cool. I didn't play this game when it first came out. I got this game after the updates came out. I didn't even know it existed until a couple of days, like a month and a half ago. But it's good to know. Next is a game you guys know I talked about, which is Momodora. It also has a pretty cool thing in it. Let's take this out. These are trading cards, because you get trading cards from Limited Run. I'm thinking about getting their card booklet actually, because I have a lot of their cards and I'm like, I don't have anywhere to put this stuff, but I want to keep it in good condition. So as you can see, I like to keep my games and merchandise stuff, you know, in good condition. But here is the instruction booklet. Oh, this one's in color too. Did I read this one? I didn't. Yeah, I think I read a little bit of this one. And then I probably did finish this one. No, I didn't, actually. Because a lot of this stuff... See, I do remember reading this. And I remember reading, I think, the backstory on this. Because I remember this. But it's so cool. What's the point of this? What's the point of this? You can't write anything on this. What's the point of this? Like, why? Like Blade Strangers has a notes section. I don't know if you guys... I don't know how old my watchers are, but in Super Nintendo games, when you got a manual, in the back page, sometimes on the last page, it would just say notes, and you can just write stuff on it. Blade Strangers actually did that. They actually put a notes section on the last page, which I thought was hilarious. I thought that was so hilarious. Oh, man. I really gotta get that folder for these games, for the cards. Next is Nitro Blasters. I don't know if you guys know about this game, but this is an anime fighter with what's her name again? God, I forgot her name, but but look at this. I'm just gonna look at all these pages. Look at that. It's so thick. It's so thick, man. But this one, I wonder, I really do wonder, like, how much does it cost to create a manual like this? Because I don't understand why a lot of companies don't make manuals anymore. And they said it just saves money. But, like, how much could this possibly cost in your revenue stream that you won't do it? Like, man. This is my main in this game, Saya. She's like the only character I can play as. And she's really slow, but she's the only character I can play in this game. Super Sonico. That's her name. Sonico. That was gonna bug the crap out of me. Okay, so this game is like it's a one-on-one fighter, but you have 2 assists. So these are all the assists in the game. Which is, assist fighters are kind of tough for me. I actually got to play through them a lot more in order to get really good at them. But I do like them nonetheless. Next is Onichambara. I remembered this from when I first purchased this game. When I opened it up, I made a video instantly about this game having a manual. I was like, you guys can go back and watch that video. That's up. And I was like, I can't believe it, guys. This game has a manual. Oh, no. And it's like, oh, man. This manual is really, really well done, actually. Like, it reminds me of, like, those old, like, Devil May Cry sort of manuals. I'm not even sure if Devil May Cry actually had, if it was black and white or not. But it just feels Devil May Cry-ish to me, you know? Such a great manual right here, man. Does this have a notes section in it? No, it doesn't. Now I'm gonna start looking for that. I'm gonna start looking for manuals that have notes sections in it. I don't know. I gotta check it now. Let's see. Did it have a notes section? No. Wait. What? Nope. That's like the next thing, guys. Actually, after we get our manuals, we're gonna be like, oh, is there a note section? Next is Senran Kagura Peach Beach Splash. Actually had a pretty cool manual as well. This one is really, really colorful. Like, this one is really cool. I remember looking through this when I bought the game. I told you this video is gonna be a little long. I'm gonna try and speed it up just a bit for you guys, but these things are so cool to me, man. I know I'm weird because, you know, I'm into like the weird niche stupidity of things. But like I said, man, when you don't get stuff like this anymore, and then you finally start getting it again, it's like a little bit of joy right there. I love this game. These are all the guns in the game, but you can upgrade them, and then when you upgrade them, they all change. This game, I'm not gonna lie, this game was really, really cool. It doesn't have a note section, but this game was really, really cool. I hate the fact that no one plays this though, because it's like a team-based shooter, but the team is based around what weapons they're carrying, and each weapon is like a kind of like what do you call it? It's kind of like a class. So like a machine gun, water gun is kind of like the DPS. The sniper rifle is kind of like the damage. Then you have the Gatling gun, which is like heavy DPS, but it makes all your characters move slow when you put it on too many characters. It's really cool. I do recommend this game. It kind of plays like if Vanquish was a 4-on-4 shooter. That's what it plays like to me, because you can put like these water packs on the characters and stuff, and they float around using water, and it's really cool. I like it. I just pulled this one off of my off of my shelf just because of the fact that this is a kind of spin-off to Onichambara, but the manual is not that great, but it still has one. But the only thing that sucks is that it's in black and white, which is not great. But the fact that they were like, hey, we're gonna give you a manual anyway, I was like, you know what, I commend that. Even though it's like dull and boring and there's nothing here, I swear to God, if this has a notes, no notes. No notes. This game is not good, but I enjoy it. But it's not good. I actually got stuck because there's a part in the game that really got tough for no reason, and I was like, all right, I'm done. So I like kind of shelved the game. And the last one is Shikondo, because it's just in the S's, and this was the last game on my list alphabetically that has a manual in it. And I have to admit, for a shmup, it's short, which makes sense, but it is colorful as hell. It is beautiful. The artwork in this one is just beautiful. Like all that background artwork with the clouds, and it's really nice. They even made words look pretty. It's really, really cool. It's a cool game. Oh wow, it gives you all the trophies. What? Does it give you all the like hidden ones? Ah, notes, guys, look, it's notes. It's notes. There's only 2 characters in this game. But anyway, guys, so these are the games in my collection. Oh God, they died. Okay, so these are the games in my collection that have manuals of this console generation. I mean, I did include the Vita stuff because I felt, why not? Since there's still games being made for it, apparently, why not? We're about to get Iconoclast for Vita, so I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna add that to the list since they're still printing games on the Vita. Why not? But I gotta admit, it's not too often that you get games that have manuals in it. And for me, because I grew up in the 90s, I was born in the 80s and I grew up in the 90s, and we always got manuals, and I always enjoyed reading those things. The fact that we getting them in some of our games is a joy for me, so I figure I share some of that with you guys. But I'm not going to keep you guys around too long. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.